and today we are going to look at the pole star, Dhruva Charitram. It's going to be a long story, but it's going to be packed with some very interesting nuggets of learning and leadership. This is a very powerful episode packed with so much of wisdom. I am so excited to share this with you. Dhruva Charitram, greatness and actions cannot be known by anybody. It is vast, it's highly beyond our understanding. Power of Maya. Spot on. We just talked about the veil. What is that veil? That's the Maya. Power need not be equated to physical power or political power and such. There is this nature of knowledge that is more of brilliance and radiance. How he is being given a particular important position. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Jai Shri Ram. Welcome back to the Glaze Studios oil painting vlog number 40 of Sri Vishnu Sahasranamavali. This painting follows the principle of calligram or micrography, using which the 1,000 names of Sri Vishnu are getting painted. While the process is going on, I'm also trying to understand the names, the deeper meanings behind these names with the help of scriptures from Sanatana Dharma. Whatever I am learning as an immature, I'm also sharing with you via these vlogs, weekly vlogs. And in a typical vlog, we cover about 10 names and their meanings, and we take tangential perspectives from Sanatana Dharma scriptures. That's how we are going about it. We have already covered names up to 380 in the previous vlogs. If you haven't checked that out, I will urge you to do the same, because there are multiple references that I make to the previous vlogs, simply because of the reason that these names are thoroughly interconnected. You will be able to enjoy much more of these stories and have fun with it. Take these learnings along for your real life as well as it goes along. Without much ado, let's get on to today's plan. What exactly is the plan for today? We look at the names starting with 381 through 390. And today we are going to look at the pole star, Dhruva Charitram. It's going to be a long story, but it's going to be packed with some very interesting nuggets of learning and leadership and understanding of our inner purpose as well, if I may say so. This is a very powerful episode packed with so much of wisdom. I am so excited to share this with you. Dhruva Charitram itself is, by itself, the pole star by itself is an amazing journey to get on to. But before that, let's move on to look at the 10 names and their meanings first, starting with the 381st name, Om Vikartre Namaha. Vikartre Namaha. Om Vikartre Namaha means one who makes this unique universe. So he is the one that is creating the uniqueness. As the cosmos gets dissolved and a new thing comes around, every time it is coming around, there are some aspects about it that could be similar, but there is also some uniqueness to it, and that's the one who is creating it, the uniqueness about it. 382nd name is Om Gahanaya Namaha, refers to one whose nature, greatness and actions cannot be known by anybody. It is vast, it's highly beyond our understanding. Why is it? We have discussed this in the previous vlogs many times. It's not because we lack intelligence in a way. We are looking for some intelligence in the dimensions that we have been trained to, and there is a veil that is stopping us from getting on to understanding this nature, greatness and actions. So coming back to the 383rd name, Om Guhaya Namaha, one who hides one's own nature with the help of his power of Maya. Spot on. We just talked about the veil. What is that veil? That's the Maya. Yes. So he uses the Maya, the veil, to kind of delude the understanding. It's up to us to just get beyond that veil as well. Let's see how we get on with it. In the 384th name, Om Vyavasyaya Namaha. It refers to one who is wholly of the nature of knowledge. Yeah, this is also something we have touched upon many times, that the power need not be equated to physical power or political power and such. There is this nature of knowledge that is more of brilliance and radiance. 385th name is Om Vyavasthanaya Namaha. He in whom the orderly regulation of the universe rests. So there is this knowledge, nature of knowledge. With the knowledge comes, what is this? Orderly regulation can also be attributed to discipline, isn't it? So the 386th name is Om Samsthanaya Namaha. One in whom all beings dwell in the states of dissolution. So there is also different forms of dissolution, different states of dissolution. So all these beings are always staying with him. Everything is eternal, everything is ancient also. We looked at the Atma being ancient in one of these vlogs previously. So if we come back to that knowledge and connect the dots, in the states of dissolution, we are at rest, if I may say so. And then we come back into action the moment it is decided for the Atma to pass on to the next body or the element of birth, isn't it? 387th name is Om Sthanadaya Namaha. Sthanadaya Namaha refers to one who gives the particular status to persons like or such as Dhruva according to their karma. We talked about cause and effect in our previous vlog number 39. So this is also a very important story that will explain cause and effect. I think we have been debating cause and effect through previous stories as well. This is also something that's going to connect Dhruva to that. How do you see Dhruva playing that part here, and how he is being given a particular important position, that is the pole star position. We're going to check that out in a short while from now. But before that, we need to get on to 3 more names, isn't it? 388th name is Om Dhruvaya Namaha. The name itself comes now. One who is indestructible. Dhruvaya, the name is also ideally referring to one who is indestructible. 389th name is Om Paradhaye Namaha. Refers to one who possesses lordliness of this most exalted type. 390th name is Om Paramaspashtaya Namaha. In whom Para or supremely glorious Ma. Supremely glorious Ma, who is she? The lady that is by his side is better off Lakshmi. Better half Lakshmi. Yes. So one in whom Para or supremely glorious Ma or Lakshmi dwells, or one who is the greatest of all beings without any other's help. You can also refer it in that perspective. Paramaspashtaya Namaha here. Let's now, I think we are now done with the 10 names for today. Let's move on to Dhruva Charitram, the pole star. What is this pole star all about? And Dhruva Charitram is something that is covered in extensive detail in Shrimad Bhagavadam Canto 4. Has chapters, I think chapters 8 through 13 cover extensively the Dhruva Charitram. So it's a large story, but let's put it into packets here for you to be able to understand better. It's a story of a little boy. We have looked at the story of a little boy Prahlada and how Narasimha avatar happened in one of the vlogs to help him come out of his distress. So that was an interesting story, and this is quite similar but not necessarily in that manner. It has another dimension to it. Before we go on to understanding who Dhruva is, we need to just go back to understanding the whole hierarchy of a family that he belongs to. This is something I have touched upon in vlog number 20. We talked about Brahma's first creation of human elements, human beings, men and women, and they are not Adam and Eve. In Sanatana Dharma, we have different names. It's Swayambhuva Manu and Shatarupa. Swayambhuva Manu and Shatarupa have two sons, Priyamvadan and Uttānapādhan. Yeah, and Uttānapādhan's story is what we are going to touch upon in detail, because he ends up having two wives and not one. One is Suneethi and other is Suruchi. Yeah, Suneethi and Suruchi. There are two wives and each of them end up having one son. Suneethi's son is Dhruva. So that's how the hierarchy comes. That's the story of the coming into being of Dhruva. Suneethi's son is Dhruva. Suruchi's son is Uttaman. Yeah. The most important aspect of these names itself is very interesting. Suneethi, the name points to Neeti or being, justified, following Dharma and such. Suruchi, the name points to Ruchi, that is taste. Yeah, having so much taste and passion and such. So there is this Dharma, there is passion, and they are the women here for Uttānapādhan. Unfortunately, there is an imbalance here. Unequal treatment is what we touch upon here. Uttānapādhan ends up not treating his wives equally and thereby not treating the sons also equally. Unfortunately, the senior one, the elder wife, that is Suneethi, and her son Dhruva are not given the equal treatment. He is so passionate towards Suruchi. The name itself is pointing to passion. So he is passionate about her, and the passion goes on in a level that only her and her son are important to him in a manner. Uttaman, the son of Suruchi, gets all the pleasurable treatment even in the court when people are there, when the subjects are there and the ministers are there. He gets to sit on the lap of his father, which is not the case with, unfortunately, Dhruva. And these are only, believe me, 5-year-old children that are not treated equally. Dhruva doesn't understand the context of it. He also thinks that, okay, that's my father. Why, I can also go and sit on his lap, and he wants to do that. In the court, before all the ministers and the subjects of the king Uttānapādhan. What happens is more heartbreaking. The second wife, Suruchi, does not allow this. So there is an argument going on. He tries to understand, innocently asking, he is also my father, why can't I sit on his lap? It's just that I want. And she treats him badly. And she also says that to be able to be treated equally, you need to be born out of my tummy. So I would just suggest that you go into the forest and pray to Sri Vishnu. Meditate on being reborn in a better position, rather, is what she is suggesting. And this is so painful for a 5-year-old to understand. It's painful for a child to go through a lot of this comments before so many people. It's not even a private conversation happening within the family. It's public. It's even distressful it's trauma for a child, isn't it? So with this kind of distress, he is now, where will he go? He wants to reach out to his father, of course, who's there right in front of his eyes, but he is just kind of ignoring this emotion, not wanting to participate in this argument that's going on. So he's not getting the the kind of passionate response he would expect from a father. He is now running back to who? His own mother, Suneethi. Suneethi has a different take on this. The mom's advice is now 5 parts. First thing that he wanted to ask is that, did you, kind of curse or think negatively of those who did this to you? And the son says, no, I did not. So the first thing that he wants to reassure is that he does not end up thinking negatively, wishing anything negative for others because of cause and effect. Whatever happened, they have been negative to you, it's fine. It should not be coming out of your own actions. That's the first thing that she wanted to reassure Dan. And then now she says, whatever was said by your stepmother is also right to follow. If you look at the positive, the third point is also, looking at the positive aspects of this situation. What did she ask you to do? Go into the forest and meditate. Pray on Lord Vishnu. Going to a forest, meditating on Lord Vishnu, I don't think it's wrong. Who said it does not matter. Look at the important point of what is being said. I think this really applies to today's situation, that we always, look for who said what rather than what's being said. Does it really matter, yes or no? So, motivates him to meditate. That's the fourth point. Tells him to meditate on Lord Vishnu, and that is a positive thing for him to continue doing or look up to for achieving in the future. The fifth point that she encourages him to do is to develop the bhakti without any kind of hesitation, because that is the only way to success. So she motivates him not only to meditate on Lord Vishnu, but she also says that that has to be developed in a proper form of bhakti or devotion without any kind of apprehension or hesitation. So what she is trying to ensure, if you look at these points, is that she's making sure that it's not coming out of any ego or any kind of apprehension, emotional decision. It has to be fully with devotion. And now he is ready to move out of the palace into the deep dark forest for meditating on Lord Vishnu. There is a next important person that appears before him, that is Nārada Muni or sage Nārada. He has to do one other level of testing before this little 5-year-old boy gets onto this meditation process. What is to be checked? Is it still out of ego or anger, anxiety, jealousy? What's coming out? Because that could also be, and that is in a way his rightful action to be angry, feeling anxious that he has been deprived of his own father's love. It's natural, but the first step was for the mother to take a check on what exactly is the kind of emotion. Now an external element, not necessarily an external element. We always believe in Mata, Pita, Guru and Devam. Mother, Father, Guru and then the God. So the father is now absent, missing in action. The mother did her own check. Guru is the third in order who has to do the check, and now arrives Nārada Muni to do the check, and he has a 3-point check. What does he say? You are a 5-year-old child. You don't need to be worried about something like deep emotions and on these things, and you don't need to do all these meditation. Just relax, have fun with your life, go back and play with your friends. Look at the brighter side. You're still the king's son. Yeah, it doesn't stop you from that. Maybe you won't enjoy the same kind of specialities that Uttānapādhan Suruchi's son gets, but you will still have a better life as compared to another poor child maybe. Yeah. So look at the brighter side of life, enjoy life, be with friends, enjoy, and all these things. But then there is a pushback coming from Dhruva. Dhruva is now getting out of the anger, anxiety, because the anger, anxiety, emotion was there at the tipping point in the courtroom when the stepmother acted on him. And there is disappointment in his emotion when the father does not respond at all, and then he comes back and complains to his mother gives another dimension to it. So it kind of, the anger subsides, comes down into more deeper thought process of taking the positive directions out of the whole situation, which is to go into meditation on Lord Vishnu. But is it still ripe, concrete in his heart and mind, or is it still out of emotion? And that testing is being done by the Guru. Now he is pushing again with a more deeper 3-point formula. First he says, that is Nārada Muni or the sage Nārada says, be happy for those better than you. So he says this 3-point formula will definitely help you succeed in every way you want to be, if you just follow this. Be happy for those who are better than you. Be empathetic towards those who are not so good as compared to you. And be friends with your equals. In this way, you can get along with anyone and everyone. Looks so simple, but yeah. Is that simple? That's another question. But this is the advice that he's trying to give, again sort of warding off this whole idea of meditation from the mind of the little boy, 5-year-old boy Dhruva. What happens again is the strengthened thought process that is coming across, that he is still determined to go into the forest and meditate. And he says that I would do that. Now there is a question. Have you seen Lord Vishnu with your eyes? How do you know? How does he look? Who will you pray to? And how do you do a meditation? Do you know the process? This is where Dhruva also put his foot down and says, I might not know the process on how to meditate. I might not know anything about who I am meditating on. That is still fine. I will start the process, and slowly and steadily I have the strong belief that the Lord God himself will guide me with the next steps on what to do rightfully. This is the kind of determination that the Guru was looking for, and he got just that, precisely just that. So now that the check is done, test is passed by the student, the training starts. Narada Muni gives a lot of practicalities. I will put certain things down because we touched upon the 8 angas of yoga in great detail in one of the vlogs. There are, yoga doesn't necessarily refer to the physical asanas, the movements that we do. It's much more deeper than that. Starting with the pranayama, there are so many procedures to follow, how to do, what to do, when to do, was all discussed in great detail by Narada, sage Narada, in the form of training given to this child, 5-year-old Dhruva. He asks him to sit on the banks of the river Yamuna. The place is called Madhuvanam, which is in the later days known as Mathurā. But the way he has to start with pranayama first, and the way he has to do the daily oblations, the bhakti yoga, the karma yoga, all type of yoga that he has to follow. And how does he imagine a form when he doesn't even know who Lord Vishnu is? That's also provided by Nārada to just describe how he looks from Keshadi Padam, from the Kesham or the hair to Padam, that is foot. How does he look? The 4 hands, all this beautiful description that you see, the pictorial form that you see is now discussed in a way so that he can, in his imagination, create a form so he can start his meditation on this form first. So how to do the meditation is also provided. What exactly Dhruva does around his meditation is very interesting for a child, a 5-year-old, to pursue. Deep meditation is not just about sitting together, sitting at one point and closing the eyes. It's much more, divine, full, uninterrupted, complete focus. Also, it has to do with the way you consume things, consume nature. Yeah, even that is now different. In the first month, when he starts, Dhruva used to eat only once in 3 days, eat fruits available in the forest, maybe. And then the second month, he moves on from the 3 days to eating only once in 6 days, only leaves. The third month, he moves on to drinking only water once in 9 days. Fourth month is even wild, drinking only air in once in 12 days. Fifth month is complete thorough meditation where there is no consumption, there is no intake. The breath and the in breath and out breath that we know as pranayama, there is a hold, isn't it, in between the in breath and out breath. If you are trained a little bit on yoga, your teacher would have just explained that in between that there is a pause, there is a hold. And when you're holding the breath, of course, there is a count that is given. When you're a new beginner, you start maybe with 3 counts, 5 counts, and slowly move up the line. He holds up in the way that he is, with single pointed focus, hands folded up with one leg. When he does that kind of tremendous in meditation, it also starts toppling the earth. There is an imbalance caused because the way he is holding up the breath. Why is that happening? The way he is holding up the breath is actually holding up the breath of Lord Vishnu himself. The prayer is so divine, undivided attention, that it is, it has received the undivided attention of Lord Vishnu himself, and he is holding the breath, and that is affecting, it's suffocating all the divine bodies. So it's affecting everybody. So who is the one that is causing all this? It's just a 5-year-old boy. Everybody is bothered and saying, please go and stop him from the meditation, bless him, whatever he wants, give him that, So at this point, Lord Vishnu appears. We talked about his vehicle Garuda. He appeared with his vehicle right in front of the little boy. He doesn't open his eyes now. He's waiting for Lord Vishnu. Well, should I have an ID card to show that it's me? It's me. The problem was quite simple. The way Nārada Muni, or the sage Nārada, described the features of Lord Vishnu, Keshadipadam, he missed a simple element that there could be the vehicle Garuda and Vishnu could be seated on the vehicle rather than standing on a lotus flower. Yeah. So these minute detail mistakes was making him, it's a child still, he's still a child, so you might not be the one, so I'm still waiting for Lord Vishnu to come. Vishnu blesses him in a way that he is able to ethically, also in his mind's eye, see who he really is, or who is Vishnu, or it could be the different forms that he can be. And then he also, with his sankam, the conch that he has, touches gently the cheek of this little boy, so that whatever is remaining in terms of learnings, meditation, or scriptures that the child 5-year-old has to learn comes through. All that is passed on, knowledge gets passed on. So one becomes better, not because of any physical power. It's always knowledge that is priority, wisdom that is priority number 1, and that is passed on. And not just that, he's super impressed with the devotion of Dhruva, that he says that you will be the main star in the celestial body, the pole star. I will give you the pole star position. So the pole star is named as Dhruva Nakshatram. This star will be the central for anything and everything. Even today, I think it is the weather reports and everything, for anything that is calculated, it's very easy to start with pole star, because the pole star is constant, that doesn't move. The other elements in the celestial system, the universe, moves around at different points in time at different pace as well. So this is a constant. It's always a constant, isn't it? But does he get it right away because he is just a 5-year-old? Does he have to just leave up earth because he meditated for some months on Lord Vishnu? No. He is to go back and resume his position as the prince and later on become the king of this land. That is what is expected out of him. He will be ruling this land for 36,000 years, and after that rule, the whole kalpa is finished, and years again, the kalpa again we touched upon in the yuga episode in one of our vlogs. So once that is over, then he is expected to be promoted to the pole star position. That's what he is expected to do. At the end of the kalpa, 36,000 years, what really happened is that it's not just him. I think this is one detail everybody misses. It's not just him. Just before him, from the Vaikunta, a Pushpaka Vimana, a flight kind of comes to take him away to the pole star position. But before that, there is another Pushpaka Vimana vehicle coming to pick up somebody else as well. What is that? It was his meditation that caused him to receive this particular status, isn't it? Then who else is now going? Who's the first one that's going before him? That's actually Suneethi, Dharma, his mother. Why? She's the first one who initiated him, tried to ask him, to persuaded him rather to look at the positive side, take all the positive feedback and work on that in great detail. She is the one who pushed him towards the right direction, so she gets the first position. So she, together with her son Dhruva, share the pole star position. That's the whole story behind Dhruva Charitram, pole star. I hope you found this very interesting. It's been a very long session, but if you look at the way a negativity can be converted and the position each important personality in the life of a child takes, Mata, Pita, Guru and Devam. Let me tell you, even the father who is Uttānapādhan, who was missing in action, later at a later point feels for his bad decision making. So that also there's also a turnaround that happens. He apologizes for what he has done, to not directly to his son but to the Guru when the Guru appears, Nārada appears. So that's also happening. If you look at that, Mata, Pita, Guru and then Devam appears. The order works like clockwork all the time. The father and mother play the first part in slightly nudging the child to look at the positive sides of life. Take the best from the thorns, divide the thorns and take out the roses. Yeah, and then there is a Guru that is giving a little more into the specifics of training, how to, what to, where to, when to. All this is happening. And with that put up, the individual also takes that, because that journey is now a lonely journey. From the point of view of Dhruva's mother, it was the right time for him to be moved into this direction, and he welcomed it as well, took that, and then the lonely journey of the meditation began. And that's when the fourth element, Devam, also got finally appeared. And what kind of position that has been given, particular status, yeah, based on the karma. What was the karma? What was the action that was done? The karma also cause and effect connection, has a ripple effect. It affects not only him but also his mother, because she was also into the karma, proceeding or helping him proceed in this way. I hope you found this very interesting. Please do share your thoughts on this deeper thought process in the comment section as we move on to understanding more names and getting more deeper into Sanatana Dharma scriptures. I would wish you to stay blessed, stay happy, stay healthy and stay motivated while we meet in the next vlog. Thank you.